And we have a 3, 2, 1, and Bills.
Okay, both of our players off right around the same time. Savage's top line is pretty even, but there's not a lot of yellow there to work with. Whereas Ivar has a lot of color diversity, but it's kind of peaked in different places. What do you think? What are you thinking about their boards, John?
Oh, I mean, I was just seeing at the lot of blue and Savage's board, and I was just cringing because that's one of those things you don't want, and less so when Mar is not giving you any blues. On the other hand, as you were saying, Ivar has a very low board. That actually helps with uh, having to not deal a lot with drop time, as really everything is going to drop just a little distance.
Exactly. And that's one of our pillars of Dr. Mario for anybody who's fairly new. Or you can also call it the Book of Leviticus, as Leviticus wrote it. One of the pillars is reducing drop time. That is a strategy for basically every speedrunner. Drop time is the worst. You don't want it. So the lower your board, the less drop time you have.
Yeah, definitely. Yes, Ivar is going to be out first at a 123, but Savage just trying to command the Mario into giving her some reds. Finally getting them. She's going to be out at the 133.
I could tell she's not happy with that RNG. So let's hope that the doctor's a little bit kinder to her in level 7.
Yeah, definitely. But what I'm seeing right now is a lot of red and yellow now, and the blue is a very, um, yeah, close to red, and really not any place to go with those blue and yellow, and that's exactly what's happening. She's gonna have to find places, and not the optimal place to put all of that stuff that Mara is giving her.
Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, Ibar is dealing with a severe lack of yellow viruses to work with. He only has 2, so he's probably going to have a lot of yellow trash on his board, depending on how the doctor sees fit to give him pills.
Yeah, definitely. And oh,
Oh
well, now
no.
he might need some yellow now to clear that virus there. But fortunately, he gets 2 double reds, and he's gonna be able to drop that down.
And he wisely goes away from that, clears that. Okay. Okay, he's going to drop that down. Good job, Ibar.
Yeah, I had exactly the same situation twice, and manages to see the next spill, which is one of those things that players should be able to do, and just play not only with the pill that they have on hand, but also with the next pill. And Ibar's bet there pays off, as he's gonna be out with that double blue at 314.
Yeah, but Savage is right behind 321. So it is neck and neck.
And now the strange top line with not a lot of diversity is on Ibar's side, but he's getting the stuff he needs to start opening it up. Now it's gonna be running out of yellow.
Yes, he is. But he is, like you said, he's making very good placements with what he has in order to open up any color disparities that he has to make sure everything becomes more even. Um, Savage has a fair amount of trash on her board. I'm not sure how she's going to deal with this. I think she wants to try to take a lot of that out horizontally, but we'll see what she does.
Yeah, she had a very yellow top line at one point, and you don't want to have that. Fortunately, she didn't have to wait too much for yellow to appear in order to clear garbage and all of that stuff. But right now, yeah, it's a board where like only one color appears from time to time, and then everything else is somewhat useless. It's not an easy thing to do.
Liebert did not like that. He got rid of his all of his yellows he was going to use for that horizontal.
both sides, the pressure is on, and I mean, I would be also very pressured knowing who's on the other side of the screen.
Exactly. I've been against Ibar, and it was very nerve wracking, to say the least. Because I've seen him play, and I know how good he is. So when both players are that way, it's I mean both players are gonna feel that way when facing each other. And actually, I don't think that that's a bad thing.
Oh no, definitely. It's just basically respect that you have against your opponent because you know that they are putting the time, and therefore you also have to do well in order to just try and grab any edge that you can. As we're seeing that Ivory is already on level 9, and Savage just stuck there on level 8, waiting for a couple of reds, and finally out at a 549. And yeah, she's gonna be
She's
shaking
been
her head
having a
as
lot
well.
of issues with Reds. They've not been her friend, and the doctor has not wanted to give her any of them.
Yeah, definitely. But Ivar has a very red and blue board now. Once again, a bit of a color disparity there, as only two of them are appearing. The other one is hiding very, very low on the board.
Yeah. Oh, he gets a nice sweet tea over there, and I do think he wants to um, eventually take
Oh,
those yellows and blues that are in the middle of his
yeah.
board out horizontally. Oh, he's gonna do a drop log. Wonderful.
I mean, that's once again the versus in Ivar's tool of or belt of tools, as you could see there that he set up for the drop lock as you mentioned, and yeah, just using the pills that he needs where he needs them, as he's gonna be out at 654.
Great time for Ibar sub 7. I think that's a great time. I know Savage had a couple of misdrops as well. Hopefully she can just shake everything off and come back for the next match.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm sure that game number 2 is going to be just even wilder. As both of these players, we were saying, they felt the pressure. Now it's just a matter of picking yourself up and go for game number 2. Game number 1 is already behind.
Exactly. That's what I like to say. Shake it off, take a sip of water, physically move and shake it off, and then just come back for the next one.
Oh, and I was just pointing out that he was listening to commentary, which some players like to do, some others just find it nerve-wracking. I mean, it's up
Can't.
to the taste of the players, but
I I applaud anybody who listens to commentary while they participate. It is not something that I can do. It throws me off and I can't concentrate.
yeah. All right, so we have raised from both of our players, and we have the countdown. So here we go, 3, 2, 1, and pills. As Ivory's out, and Savage is right behind.
I see a lot of good double opportunities on Ibar's side that he's taking advantage of. And Savage actually has a lot of diversity on her top line. I like seeing that for her.
Yeah, that's the diversity might be what makes the difference in this level 6, because what I'm seeing on Ivar's side is just that there's a lot of red and yellow, and blue is basically just non-existent at this point.
Yeah, he might have a little bit of trouble with that, especially since they're kind of buried, just with the way his board is. But we'll see.
Oh,
I know he did not like that he didn't see that double yellow,
yeah.
but then he takes that out. Good
Yeah, it
job.
corrects it very nicely. He's gonna get the horizontal setup there as well. So he's actually making good work with this board that didn't look like it was going to be a very speedy board. However, on the other side, Savage is also dealing with some color issues on her own.
Yeah, she's completely out of red, and the doctor is giving her a lot of partially red pills, and now she's just down to blue.
Yeah. I mean, Savage looks
Doc,
like she's
please,
just
please,
laughing,
Doc.
but oh gosh, those situations where you don't get the color and you get bombarded by the other color that are useless. Oh boy.
Yes, and everybody in our community knows that feeling and hates that feeling. So we all feel for you, Savage.
Yeah, now at a 154, that's a slowish time for a level 6. So yeah, now it's essentially playing from behind for Savage.
Mm-hmm. Ivar's gonna take that out horizontally. Oh, and he doesn't quite tuck that blue in.
Yeah, it's a bit of the risk of playing number one on high and number two just at that speed, just deciding to mash everything down. You run the risk of just missing a tuck here and there.
Yeah, when you play at packy speed, sometimes you can't get it.
Yeah, it's hard. I mean, the game will like betray you with your inputs, and I mean it's just an art form really at this point, getting the talks happening the right way.
Exactly. And I know that for me, that's something that I have issues with, but I'm also not really good at pressing the down button very well. So I have to play on high speed myself in order to have any kind of speed at all.
Definitely. As
So
Cyber is out at the 309.
Savage is coming up. She's only got that one red left. Let's hope. Okay, the doctor's going to give her what she needs. She's out at a 321.
I mean, that's one way of bringing it back, really, after being behind for by like what was it, like 20 seconds or so. Just you want to do a good level 7 and just to bring yourself into contention once again.
Exactly. And I know that Savage always wants to be in contention. She always wants to do very well, as we all do. But definitely Savage does that as well. Ivar has a phenomenal, gigantic, super fat T.
Yeah. I mean, the impressive part of that is the fact that everything cleared and there was really no garbage left after all of
Exactly. There, it
that.
was all cleared.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Now he does have some issues in columns 1, 2, and 3 with some garbage. He'll probably deal with that closer to the end of the board. He's cleared out
Yeah,
some of it.
just trying to open up stuff. That yellow, fortunately, is possible to open in a horizontal, to clear in a horizontal way, and yeah, everything is pretty much set up for Ivar. Just to perhaps was waiting for a
Yep.
red yellow to get both of the viruses, but
His last one, he is out at a 501. And Savage with now one virus left. It was 4, and then it was 1. She's out of 508. So it's still within her reach. As long as the doctor decides that the RNG is going to be good, which we can't ever count on.
oh,
Well,
definitely. But
we can
she's
dream.
yeah, but she's just being precise, which is what you can expect at this point. If the RNG is not going to cooperate, just do as good as you can with what you are handed.
Exactly. I was not happy that he couldn't get those blues in a sweet tea, but he's done pretty well so far. He's got a very clean board, pretty diverse, even though it canyons in the middle of his board. So clearing out those sides is potentially going to have a lot of drop time for him.
And our players are at this point even in the number of viruses. Savage
They
taking
are.
just the one advantage virus. So I mean, This is where Ivar has to slow down a little bit, and this might be his savages even after that
Maybe.
start.
He's setting up for what I call a Frank on column 1. There it goes. Frank does that a lot, where he will stack uphill like that in order to drop it. And a lot of times it looks like a misflip. It's not.
Oh, this is gonna come down to the RNG. Which one is going to get the pills they need?
Ooh.
Oh, and uh, and Savage is going to be
Oh.
apparently out at 1 second later than Ivar. So we're gonna go and check the recording to make sure of the times for both of our players.
It was very clearly at a 6:49 before
Yeah?
it was a clear, so it's
Okay.
victory to Ivar.